What's up, guys? Today I wanted to show you how to get your pregame lobby to work with the Autostart function in Fortnite Creative. So as many of you have probably tried, it's a little bit complicated and it doesn't really make a ton of sense straight out the box, but I finally figured it out. So basically what we want to have happen is we've got this super exciting team deathmatch over here, and we've got our pregame lobby over here. So when players are matchmaking, and they're trying to play the game, we want them to load into here first. We want them to load into here while they're waiting for other players. And they'll have 90 seconds or so to fill out their teams while they're trying to build the session. After that timer is up, we want them all to be transported into the gameplay area, but we want it to respect the different teams. Now this works without teams if you don't have that level of complexity in your map, but I'm including this information because this is where it gets a little confusing. So anyway, it's a lot easier than it seems, but the very first thing that we need to do is we need to set up our settings to work with Autostart. So I'm going to come back here, I'm going to open up my island, and I'm going to go to game. And here we're going to say, that's fine, or we can have none. But max players for this example is going to be 6. I'm going to have 2 teams of 3. Now you can do this with any amount that you want. You'll see how the system works in a minute. Instead of free-for-all, we're going to do 2 teams. Team size is going to be 3. Matchmaking type is flexible. Matchmaking privacy is public. And that's pretty much it for this. Default class identifier, I always put as 1. There can be some bugs if there's no classes assigned. You don't need to do it that way, but that's what I usually do. Anyway, all this other stuff I'm going to leave to you guys if you're actually building a map. But for us, for this video, I'm just going to show you how to do the auto start. So we're going to come down to the auto start setting and we're going to say 10 seconds. Now, if this is a real map, you're going to want to put this closer to 90. And that will give the game and the systems a minute to find other players for you. And this is highly recommended, especially if you're a smaller creator that doesn't have a lot of traffic yet. You want the longest amount of time as possible to get other people into the session. So, but for this, I'm just going to do, I'll just do 10 seconds just for the example. And actually, yeah, you should always have only allow respawn if spawn pad's found on. So that sounds good to me. So that all looks good. You guys can mess around with the other stuff, but that sets us up. So now that that's set up, we're gonna go set up our pregame lobby. So we're gonna come over here and we're going to plop down our spawn pads. So first guy right here, and it's pretty simple, but you gotta do the right settings for it. So we're gonna set our enabled during phase to pregame only. Player team and player class is gonna be any. And this is important because I don't think that the game assigns a team during the auto start, during the pregame lobby. And so you'll get bugs if you try and say only team 1 can spawn over here during the pregame because nobody is team 1 yet. So leave that on any. Player class is any for the same reason. Priority group do not override. Uses island start is on and visible game is turned off. And that's all you really need for this. Since we're gonna have 6 players, I'm just gonna duplicate this a few times. And like I said, they're not gonna have teams assigned, so it doesn't matter where you put these, but just for fun, I'll just make it seem as if they're on different teams. So anyway, that's our pregame lobby, so that's gonna work now. And this is our gameplay area. So once the timer is done, this is where people will spawn in. So again, grab another spawn pad. And now we're gonna open this up and say enable during phase is always. So this will always work while the gameplay is functioning. Player team, this is where we actually get to assign this. So I'm gonna say that black team is team 1 and player class is gonna be any again because I'm not using classes. And then uses island start is going to be off. And then priority group is actually going to be 1. And this just helps avoid issues with the other spawn pads. Visible game in-game is also off. And that's it. So we're going to say okay to that. And then I'm going to duplicate this one as well. And then we're going to copy these and just change the team so that it's team 2. Team 2. 2 and team 2, and that's it, and we should be good. So now the last step is pretty important, but it only works if it's published. So if you don't have a creator code, you won't be able to do this, but if you do, you should have no problem. So we can go to our pause menu, go to My Island, go to Tools, and then we're going to, first we're going to back up the map. You should always do that. And second, we're going to publish it. And I'm going to call this Pregame Lobby V2 because I made another one earlier that didn't work, and we're going to hit publish. And in terms of tags, let's forget about this part. I'm going to go here, let's go to description, and then we're edit tags, and we're going to say VV3, and then OK. And now we can go to tools and we can publish. And we're going to publish it up, and copy island code. And that is it. So now that's all set up, we're going to go ahead and exit. So this won't actually function if we press the start game here. We need to go and play this via the code. So we're gonna go back to the lobby and plug this code in and test it out. So let's go to here, island code. There's the one I just created. Perfect. Favorite this because it's super cool. All right, public game. I'm gonna leave it on private game just to speed this up.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
All right, we are in the pregame lobby. Look at that. Got 10 seconds. And now we are on team 1. We're the only person here in the gameplay area. So that's that. It works perfectly. And if I were to die over here, I would respawn on these. I would not respawn in the pregame area. So there you go. There you have it. It's that simple. Hopefully you found this enjoyable and interesting and educational. And if you did, hit like, hit subscribe, and come back soon for more content like this. I want to help demystify these tools, and I think I'm finally starting to get an understanding to where I can actually help some of you out. So anyway, if you have any requests or anything you'd like to see next time, please leave a comment. And if not, I'll just catch you next upload. Thanks.